All right, let's dive right into it. Welcome to another edition of Webinar Wednesday, tips to help grow your online community. We should have a quick webinar today. We have a few key points to cover, and we should have some extra time for some Q&A towards the end. If this is your first time joining, welcome. I am Jason there on the left, and we are lucky to be joined by David Rockland, the digital strategist here at Brilliant Directories. David, thanks for taking the time to join us today.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. Glad to be back with you for another Webinar Wednesday. Got big number 120 here this week.
Oh, 120. Wow. All right. I just remember it was webinar 100, I think around October of last year. So it's good to see that things are moving along steady. I always like to mention, if you're not already part of our Facebook group, we do invite you to join. You can head on over to brilliantdirectories.com/Facebook and just click on the blue join button. It's a great way to keep the conversations going in between the webinar Wednesdays. Lots of great questions and constructive feedback is provided in there by fellow BDers. So we do look forward to seeing you there. And for those of you joining for the first time, welcome. Just a little bit about Webinar Wednesdays. We do talk about membership website strategies. What we do like to do is kind of show you how some of the newer features that are baked into the platform week after week can be utilized to help you grow your community. So we like to cover topics on how some of those features can help you increase traffic or convert visitors into subscribers or paying members. And some of the ways you can improve your website's flow and navigation. So if you have questions on these topics or anything else about your BD website, we'll do our best to get to as many questions as we can in just a few moments. Okay, and we have a small handful of BD Lab updates to share with everyone. We did post some of these in the Facebook group as they were released, not all of them, but some of them. There were a few extra ones, but they were just on the cusp of we're making some final tweaks to them, so I left them out of this list. I'll save them for the next webinar, but I'll quickly breeze through this list and kind of show you some of the newer features that are available for everyone. Some of them are new features, some of them are just quality of life things like the dashboard quick links there. So we'll start with the top one there. We all now have the ability to add very simple but powerful validation for some of your form fields in your form manager. So we can dive in there and I can show you a few examples of how you can use the form validation options on your website. This would be more helpful for developers, but I think everyone might be able to take one or two benefits from this as well. So let's take a look at that in an admin area as a sample here. So this would be in your toolbox and your form manager. And just to be clear, let's say you create a form like this, a new form. This is a very basic one, just asking for name and email and a message. However, you might create a more complex form or a survey on your website, and let's see how some of those validation options work. So I have a custom form here, sample test form. I'll just go ahead and edit this form. And actually a validation option all of us have always had is the option to make a field required. So that is still here. It's technically a validation option. And we'll just focus on the first field here, or the second one, I guess, enter name. So where you'll find these validation options, and it's per field, so you can set different validation options for enter name or enter email, or if you're asking them to input a number of some sort. Here under the actions dropdown, we now all have validation options. And the way you can validate things are the options below, but just to turn on validations, you can turn them on or off with this toggle. So maybe you want to save your work, you don't want to make a field have the validation settings just yet, you can toggle this on or off. I'll keep it on for now. So the first one here are min-max characters. So we do see this a lot for the writer review, or also the member's short description. There's a maximum character value of 170. If you ever wanted to modify that, you would have to email in to our support team. But now you can do it on your own. If you have that form customized on your site, you can just change the maximum characters allowed. So in this case, I've entered 3 as the minimum, and I'll set a maximum as 10. Now this is the really cool part. You can choose your own error message if these requirements are not met. So this is the first name or whatever. So I'm going to say minimum 3 and maximum 10. I could say something like must be between 3 to 10 characters in length, something like that. I'll go ahead and save these changes. And I do have this test form here, and I'll refresh the page. And we can see as I type, there is my error message right there, must be between 3 and 10 characters in length. And until that requirement is met, the submit button will remain disabled. So I'll just put a few things in there. And now the submit message is allowed, and I'll just keep putting some characters in there. So there I have my error message. The next one here, and we'll continue along the way, validation options. This one is if you need a numerical value range. So let's say you need them to choose on a scale of 1 to 10, and you're having them input the option. You can set a minimum of, for example, 1 and a maximum of 10. And then you can say the same thing. Value must be within 1 through 10 as an example. So because this is a numerical value range, it's really just looking for numbers. So now it makes this a numbers only field. So if you really wanted to just make this a numbers only field as well, you could do something like 0 to 999999999. So something along those lines. But in this case, we'll just do 1 through 10. And we'll check that out together, and I'll get rid of this validation here, the min-max characters. So I'll put a letter in here, and it says value must be within 1 through 10. I'll put the number 5 in here, and we don't have the validation warning as well. So pretty straightforward there. The last one is more for developers. I'm not too familiar with it, but there are combinations of regular expression rules you can create that will only allow certain ranges or certain strings or phrases to be entered into the field. So this last one here is really for developers who are familiar with creating regex rules, and that will unlock a wealth of functionality for you to add validation to these form fields. So this is available for everyone now, if and when you need it. All right, the next one is for a bit of quality life on the admin dashboard area when you log into your site. There's now quick links to get to your new signups within the last 7 days and 30 days. And there's a badge that shows you the total count of your pending items. So let's take a look at that together as well. All right, and I'll scroll down just a bit. So the snapshots here, you have your payments received and the upcoming and past due and refunded payments. These are all clickable. These were always here, but they weren't clickable, the member snapshot. So now you can quickly click to, and it's really fun to do that if you have an active site. You can click here, joined last 7 days, and it'll take you to your search members page in your admin area, and it'll show you the members who joined within 7 days or 30 days respectively based on the button that you click here. So a nice little fun tool there. And of course, you'll always have the count there as well. And then over here for your pending items, we just show a badge that would count, that add up all the moderation tasks that you have as the website owner. If you have new inquiries from your website contact us form, if there are leads that need to be matched, member reviews that need to be moderated, same with posts, and if you have any past due invoices from members, it would count the total here in the badge, so that's also pretty cool. Obviously, we want to keep this list nice and tidy. All right, this one is more of a design UI update. Some of us have the predictive website keyword search add-on on our websites, and what it does is if you start typing in a keyword, it will suggest results based on what you're typing, and sometimes images are included in those suggestions. I can show an example here on our demo site. I'll just type the word dog in, and the update here is the images would be different sizes, rectangles, squares, skinny, wide, based on how they were uploaded. And now they're going to be uniform circles that focus on the center of the image. So no matter what you're searching, it will always be a uniform result here with the images as far as the suggestions. Let's take a look at coupons here. And I think, well, these are all different coupons. I'll search the word on, and we can see here we have uniform circles here as well. All right, let's keep things moving along. All right, this one, for those of you that have the download digital products add-on, something pretty cool here. So with the download digital products add-on, you can create additional things visitors or members can purchase on the site that are separate from your membership plans. And that's really cool because you can sell a phone call service, a 30-minute consultation of some sort. You can also sell access to some of your protected web pages. And I know, Ryan, by the way, side note, you did ask if you can kind of spoof a member purchasing a digital product. We're working on a solution for that. With this update, when you protect a web page so that only buyers of a specific digital product can access it, now there's a button that says click for access, which takes the visitor to the page where they could buy the digital product. It's easier if I show you an example of this. So let's see, this would be, let's go to the web page builder. Let's protect a page first. And let's actually look at the digital product. Go to manage posts. We'll look, we have one digital product example on this site, how to write an ebook. We can look at the detail page. So it's $100. This is obviously just a sample here that we created. So if people buy this digital product, we can protect web pages so that only people who have purchased this digital product have access to those additional web pages. You might include additional resources on there, videos, private videos, and things of that nature. So what we can do is we can go to the web page builder, and we have a page here, protected page for buyers. We'll just edit this one. And what you'll have is the protect page option. And if you have the members only add-on, you'll have that, or the digital products add-on, you'll have this. Only allow digital product buyers. And if you have multiple digital products, you will choose from the drop-down the digital product that is associated with protecting this page. So only buyers of this digital product, how to write an ebook, can access this page. So if we go to view this page, and this is the new update, very small but very helpful. Prior to this, you only had a message saying you do not have access to view this page. That was all that showed there before and displayed there before. We've now added a button that says click for access, which will link you to the digital product. So if people are trying to access the page, maybe they got the link from a friend or a buddy, and they haven't themselves purchased the digital product, they can now link to the page. It's not just telling them that they don't have access. Small update, but it can help increase the sale of that digital product. And those are both text labels. You do not have access to this page, or click for access. So if you wanted to kind of jazz up this text and make it a little more exciting and encouraging for people to click for access, you can certainly do so in the text labels. All right, this next one actually came up the last month or two in the Facebook group a couple times. We're all familiar with the homepage streaming widgets. You can stream your blog articles on the homepage. You can choose to stream your coupons, and we're all familiar with hovering over it and then clicking on the view more button. However, for some that was a bit cumbersome. So what we've done is we've taken that feedback and we've actually improved that a bit for everyone. And I think the best example would be from the demo site. Let me go to here. So now you can hover, of course, on the streaming. Let's go down here. So here's top level categories. So you can hover, it pops up more details about what you're looking at. Prior to this, you would have to click on the green button or whatever button color you selected here. Now the entire element is clickable right from the bat. So this should be helpful in people clicking into the detail page of what they're looking at a bit easier. So I don't have to click on the green button down here, although you certainly can. It's a good call to action. You can click anywhere on the element. Let's take a look at that on the coupons or the events theme here. Yeah, so I can just click anywhere that I choose to. So we'll click on Disneyland Diamond Days, and we are there. So just a little bit of improvement there from the visitor's perspective. All right, this next one also came from the Facebook group. We have 3 advanced settings where you can choose to display additional member data in the member search result pages. You can choose to display their position, their top category, or their subcategories. And I'll show you where you can do that, and we can look at it before and after. So it just depends on what's important for you to show your visitors based on the information your members have entered for themselves. Let's take a look at the member search results here. All right, so this is with all of them disabled by default. That's how they are right now. And we can see here, it's just our standard search results page. Let's go ahead and enable all of them. So this would be in the advanced settings, and a quick way to find all 3 of them, use the keyword filter and search for in_results. So we can do that together now. We can go to our advanced settings, and I will search for in_results here. Okay, great. So we have show member position in search results. Granted, if they've had to have entered a position, like I'm the owner of, or I'm the marketing expert at so-and-so. Show subcategory in member search results, and show top category in member search results. So we'll enable all 3 of these and save the changes. And I'll refresh this page. Okay, and we can see they're neatly stacked up here. It'll start with the position, the top category, and the subcategories, which are specialties, as the text label, and it'll list them here. So this could be useful. It just depends on, again, what's important for you to share with your visitors, but it is a good way to kind of dress up your search results pages, and arguably in some cases it's probably good for SEO as well. In some cases it technically adds more unique content to the search result pages. So again, the quick way to find that is in your advanced settings, and do the keyword filter for in_results, and you should be able to find all 3 of those. So I know that was a mouthful there, and we don't have a tip of the week this week. However, what we can do now is open it up. If you have any questions or need assistance with your BD website, I'm happy to take a crack at it and see if we can help you with your site right now. Let me see, got a few hands up. All right, we got our good friend Roy here. Hey Roy, how are you?
Yeah, very well, thank you very much, and I hope you are as well. I've got a question on relating to searches or functionality. I'm looking at my jobs search results page. I've got a sidebar with a search widget in it, and it's titled job listing search, keyword, city or postcode, type of employment, and then category. I wanted to edit the category, and I know that with property search, which is similar, I've gone to the form manager and zipped down there and edited the different elements. But I can't find it on my featured jobs form page. Help me to point it out.
Absolutely. I can show you exactly where that is, Roy. So to edit those categories, you want to go to My Content in your sidebar here and go to Edit Post Settings. And once you're there, what's helpful is you can do the search filter here. So I'll just search for jobs, and I have the post type here for job listing. And when you edit this one, edit your job listing post type, it's a comma separated list of your post categories. So you can come here, Roy, and you can add categories, modify them. Just make sure that each category is separated by a comma, and that will be reflected not only in the choices that the members have when they're publishing a job post. They can select from this category list, but this will also automatically update the search module so that the search module lists the category list that you've entered here for your jobs. So updating it here would update the selections, the options the members have when publishing, as well as the search module category dropdown as well. Good question there. We do get that from time to time. Let's see who else has their hand up. We've got our really good friend Graham here. Graham, you're unmuted. How are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Excellent, excellent. We got time for a question from you.
Okay, I'm just wondering, I'm looking at the Facebook page there and I see somebody asked about whether we can maybe put some videos in the profile instead of photographs. Obviously, we're not wanting to put anything too big in there, but you know, maybe like a 10-second video or something. Is that maybe in the future?
So there's a couple things you can do right off the bat. It may or may not be the position you'd want it, but there are a few things you can do right now. If I can show you them just real quick.
My directories about martial arts is quite, you know, the guys that do it are quite active and explosive. I just think for some profiles in some industries that might add really eye-popping.
So okay, so that's a really good point. Some websites, the important thing on the profile pages are the reviews of the member. Sometimes it's just the information in the overview tab. Sometimes if it's a property listings website, the most important thing are the property listings. So what you can do is you can go to the edit post settings, and one is you should encourage your members to upload either photos or videos. What you might want to do is search for example, videos in this quick search here, and let's edit the videos post type. On your profile page, you can choose the order of the tabs. So video will show like 13. You might want to set that to 0. That would be the first spot. So if the member has added videos to their profile via the video post type, that will be the first tab on their profile page. And what you can do is then you can set photo albums as the second tab on their profile page. So if they have videos, then photos, and then maybe reviews, and then the other overview information. So that's one thing you can do, is arrange the order of the post types, and also then educate your members and encourage them to upload the type of content that will help their profile stand out. The second thing you can do is, again, encouraging them to add videos, is in their About Me section that they write. In their About Me section that they write, you can change the editor, but I think by default they can insert a video here. So you can update the text label. Instead of write about you and your company, you can change this text label, like add a YouTube video and tell us about your, you know, you can tell them to do more than just write about you and your company. Tell them more about the type of stuff you want them to put in here. Because then, and I'll show you this. Let's go to YouTube. Here's a DJ mix. All right, so what we can do is in our About section is we can add a video, and I'll just go ahead and save those changes here. And if we go to my profile, we can see the video is a bit higher up here, but what's really cool is you can control the order of some of the items in this overview tab, Graham. So let me show you where that would be. So this is membership plan 1. So we'll go ahead and edit that. And membership plan 1, I'm going to go ahead and edit that. And when you're editing a membership plan, there are some profile page settings that you have. And actually the first thing here are what displays in the overview tab. So we can actually move the About Me into the top tab here. And then the other items we can put here. We can even hide sections if we just really want to focus on fewer things. You don't need to have the map and things like that. So I'll just, in this example, I'll hide everything except the About Me. And we'll refresh the page. And we can see here, it is, again, it might not be the exact look you're looking for, but it's something you can do right now to have videos show on the right when you come to the profile page. So those are, again, there's a couple workarounds for you. Put the video tab first, put this here, and that would be all I could recommend for now for you.
That's great.
All right.
Yeah, it answered actually a few questions without you meaning it as well. So that was good. Yeah, thanks.
All right. Cheers. Good luck to you, Graham.
Thanks.
All right. Good questions there from Graham. I love the international audience we get on these webinars. It's a lot of fun. See a new name here, Sean. Sean, unmute your microphone.
Okay, can you hear me, Jason?
Yeah, how are you today?
Oh, I'm great. Thank you very much for helping me out here. I love these podcasts and training. They're awesome. Yeah, I'm just wondering, like, I have not published this site yet, and I have a lot of members that have registered, so to speak, and it's very peculiar because most of them are lawyers or something, legal things, but I'm not sure. But is that just normal for that content to show up, or is that just something that's happened to our site?
What we've learned is sometimes somehow these SEO what is the focus of your sites? It's not lawyers, is it?
No, it's not. No, it's
Okay.
disability. Yeah.
There are these SEO companies, and they're paid to get their clients listed on wherever there's a free registration available. You know, a few things. We have an article on how to kind of prevent unwanted signups. I can tell you a few of the common methods to do. One is you can charge $1. That will deter them because they're not going to pay $1. They're looking for sites where it's free to register. Another alternative would be to moderate the free signups, so they could never get the listing published themselves by verifying their email address like you do with a normal free signup. You get that welcome email, you click on the verify your email address, you kind of take that out of their hands, so they can't. So you would manually moderate all the free signups. Alternatively, you could block the IP address if you notice it's a similar IP address. And then lastly, what you can do is you could, this is a next level thing, is you can go to your general settings and go to your integrations tab. And at the top here, you have the spam keywords. You may or may not want to do this, but what you can do is maybe put, if you're noticing similar email addresses, you could block them. Some people don't want people to register with Gmail, Hotmail, Yahoo, etc. They only want your company email address to be registered. And then lastly, what you can do, and a lot of these SEO companies are listing the profiles because they want backlinks or they want the page to get indexed in Google. So one thing you can do that's a little higher level of a deterrent, if these are SEO companies listing their clients on anywhere they could find free signups, is on the profile page. A couple things you can do. Yeah, here it is. Search for hide member profile from search engines.
Okay.
So what this does is it adds in the code. It adds what's known as like a robots tag, which is no index, no follow, and that tells search engines like Google, don't even index this page in your search results. So if the SEO companies realize that they're just wasting their time adding, because they're manually adding them with images and stuff, if they realize that those pages won't even rank in Google, they might just skip over your site altogether. So that was a little bit of a mouthful of ideas there, but you know, there are a few things you can do in your control to deter them.
Thank you very much. That makes a lot of sense. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much, Jason.
All right, good stuff there. And yeah, we got time for another question here from Tim. Tim, how you doing? Looks like you're self-muted. There we go.
Hi, Jason. How's it going?
It's going pretty good. How are you today?
Good, good, good. So I'm kind of a newbie guy. I was wondering if I could ask a marketing kind of question.
Sure, of course.
So I have a directory, first one that I'm really setting up. But in terms of the marketing, so I'm going to be doing something with several different countries. But I realize that you've got to be niche, niche, niche. I was wondering about the wisdom of doing this. Going to one of the smaller countries, going to one of the small regions in that country and put in a few claim listings, and then hit a Facebook group in that area and just ask them to spread the word, because for the next 15 days, there's going to be free directory listings for 2 years. With no credit cards, and then kind of see how that works, and if that works, then shut down the free stuff and move on to the next region or the next city. Does that sound like something that might work and might be a reasonable Way to go.
So that's essentially the Uber strategy: is take over one city at a time and then dominate the world ultimately. So definitely, it's always better to focus your energy on smaller niches, especially if you're, a one-man show or a solopreneur and you don't have a big team. If you can focus your energy, you can focus your niche, you can create a more compelling focused reason for those people to join your site, because it seems that it's, I don't want to use the word exclusive. I want to say it's for them. So your website is for them. It's an easier pitch on your end to compel them to sign up and join for your service. What I wanted to share with you is we did do a blog, a tip of the week, 2 of them. First one is what businesses look for before joining your site. So this might be helpful. Also, the claimable listing best practices here. These 2, they're back to back actually, coincidentally. So I'm going to what paying members expect from your business directory. So this isn't everything, but these are some key things. I'm going to put this in the chat here, so you should get links to this. These are just some tips. There's more than these, obviously, but just some ideas to help you compel people to join your site. And then here's a link to claimable business listings best practices. Claimable listings should not be your only marketing. It should be a part of your marketing mix. It should be maybe 10 to 15% of what you expect to do for marketing and getting members to join, because you're really just adding a ton of members and hoping a small fraction of them end up converting into claiming their actual listing. So
just to kind of get things started.
Yeah, but you're on the right track, Tim. The more niche allows you to create a better relationship with the people you're pitching to, because it's not a nationwide business directory. It's a directory of Santa Monica, California businesses, and it's an easier pitch for them to relate to what you're offering them. So yeah, I would go that route and take it from there.
Okay, and one last quick question, if I could. What do you think about these folks that are on Upwork and different, freelancer services that are like, oh, I'll populate your directory for $95 and things along that line? Is there concerns about that?
Well, a couple things is they don't need to do they can give you the import file and you can do the importing yourself. So you just give them the template and say, fill this template up, and you go ahead and upload it yourself, Tim. You can import members right here in the sidebar. You just need the CSV file with the data.
I've been through that, and it doesn't look that difficult. So
yeah, so if you're looking for places, if you want to populate your site with business data that you find from third-party sources, they don't need to have access to your admin area. Effectively, they just need to provide you with the CSV file. So all you need to do is give them the template and say, here, fill this up with these fields, and go from there, and then import it to your site yourself.
Okay, very cool. Thank you.
All right, and also with anytime working with a new person, a freelancer, and things like that, for a development or anything like that, what I've learned is it's always good to start slow. It never works when let's say designer development and you hand over a 38-page PDF of every intricate aspect of the final product you're looking to complete. If you can break down your requests and your projects into smaller requests and kind of walk before you run with whoever the new person is, it allows you to get into a rhythm together. It creates a good finish line and scope of the project, so everyone has good morale. There's no black hole of development going on where it's unclear what the task is and what was meant to be delivered. So start small, keep the scopes relatively simple, and set everyone up for good wins. And that's going to help you establish a good relationship, because everyone has most people have everyone's best interests in mind and really wants to help. So it's important to set each other up for success, especially when you're working with a new third party person to help you with your project. And on that note, guys, if we didn't get to your questions, please feel free to ask them in the Facebook group. You can head on over to brilliantdirectories.com/Facebook. I did mention to a couple of you today to post your follow-up questions in Facebook, so I could follow up with you, just because we have limited time on the webinar. The next webinar will be in 2 weeks. I think that will lead us into the month of September 2021. Wow, this year really has flown by. I hope everyone has been staying safe and is doing well. On behalf of myself and David and the entire Brilliant Directories family, thank you guys so much for joining us. We'll catch you guys in 2 weeks. Have a great day and a brilliant week. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.